Advertising is still a boys' club, and Steve Stoute is busting down the doors. This is Mediabeat.
Look, things change.
Anyone with a camera and a computer
Right
is
now,
a good
so we
idea.
should pay attention
What's
to
the
where
user
we all
value
do.
proposition?
We evolve.
Steve, thank you for being with us. Let's talk about advertising and minorities in advertising. There's still
Why are you asking me that?
minorities still don't have a proper voice say, and they're largely outnumbered in the agency world. What can be done to change that? Because it seems like it's been going on for years. And
I just think that in general, whether it be minorities or women, I think that the advertising industry has largely been built on a boys' club. And men who in their mid-50s, 60s, run these advertising and communication companies, and it was sort of a fraternity of them. I think that the diverse nature in which the consumer now takes in information, the agency and the communication architects have to be able to understand the different nuances that make up specifically America in this instance. And you have to get people within the company that look like the consumers they're marketing the products to, that think like the consumers that they're marketing the product to. I don't know who's driving it. Is it the client driving it, or is it the agency itself? But I will tell you it's not happening fast enough.
Tanning of America has been out for nearly a year. What was your goal with the project?
I wanted to sort of shine a light on the fact that millennials have not put themselves in any box. In fact, they've been so touched by the last generation's perspective, plus all of the things that's come from the internet and music and culture and sports, that they actually no longer look at each other culturally through ethnicity, because you're such a makeup of so many different things that you touch. Whereas in generations before, you could look at somebody ethnically and sort of predetermine the messages and how you're going to package that message to them, because if that was an African American who was 24 years old, you figured, let me just give them a pro-black ad and that would appeal to them.
There was that recent controversy, I guess, with Mary J. Blige, who you know very well, in a Burger King commercial.
I think that Burger King, wanted Mary to sell menu items. And if you look at the lineup of people that they had for that campaign, David Beckham, Steven Tyler, Jay Leno, Mary J. Blige, you're looking at a very acclaimed group of celebrities and personalities that are part of the campaign.
I guess the same thing happened with Popchips and Ashton Kutcher. Offended Indians. What's the biggest mistake ad agencies make when
Well, so this is what I was going to get into.
Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, African Americans, because of years of what they've dealt with, it's an issue for other African Americans to see them singing for chicken. It plays into the stereotype. Now, there's a lot of things that do that. And I could see if someone went to an Indian person and said, why don't you dance for curry? People would have a problem with that. Is it necessarily honest or fair? No. Why could Steven Tyler sing or, do an ad for chicken and Mary J. Blige can't? We still, as a society, have a way to go. Now, ad agencies have to understand that nuance. That's a nuance that needs to be understood, because you could still use Mary J. Blige in the ad. Maybe we should have her sell a salad.
Do you think people are being too sensitive?
I think people are too sensitive in general.
What's your thought process in determining which ventures are right? How do you match the talent with the brand?
It boils down to something very simple that I'd like to talk about, called shared values. If two things coming together do not enhance each other and highlight each other's strengths, then those two things should not come together. I think it's more about brilliant strategy than it is about, me knowing a celebrity and putting them with a brand. It's understanding the strategic insight behind the brand or the two brands coming together. People just forget that artists are brands as well. There's certain brand attributes that come up when I say Jay-Z, when I say Beyonce, if I say J-Lo. In fact, I could say J-Lo and that's not even her name.